Gianyar Satpol PP denies PARQ operating again. I figured there would be something that would come up official after this hit the viral world. And January-February 2025 period, Bali Ngurah Airport serves more than 3.6 million passengers. Wow, this is the slow season traditionally. That seems to be a lot of people. Stay tuned for details on these and other stories. Selamat malam. Welcome to the latest news from Bali in Indonesia. This is March 18th, 2025, and my name is Bruce. Actually, this is March 17th. I'm doing this at night. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. What about the weather? Right now, it is 10:30 at night, and the temperature is 28.1 degrees Celsius. The humidity is 87%. And the wind speed is almost nothing. It is 1 kilometer per hour. And it did rain today. Not a whole lot, but it did rain. But otherwise, the weather has been okay. And well, I'm just gonna leave it at that today because I'm hoping, well, should I say it? I'm hoping that tomorrow there is no rain because I would like to go out with my grandson. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this is an experiment that I'm trying because this is my life as a grandparent of a 2-year-old now. I still have Zoe, my 12-year-old granddaughter, living here, of course. But as a 2-year-old, and he keeps me busy during the day, so I'm seeing if I can film at night and then edit in the morning when he's watching cartoons and playing with blocks and things, and he doesn't want Grandpa to, interfere with what he's doing. I'm hoping I can do some editing there. And so we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, my new life has started as a somewhat beleaguered grandparent. Okay, let's get into this story about PARQ Ubud again because, Satpol says fake news. Actually, rather, they said hoax. Head of Satpol PP and Fire Department of Gianyar Regency, Watha, denied the news that PARQ Ubud was back in operation in a cat and mouse manner. The news was reported by Nuko Dija account accompanied by a question mark and attached 3 photos on Thursday. I guess that was what I was talking about. It turns out that the local government only closed the parking lot, not closing the business completely as reported, according to him. Park guests, day and night, are said to park on the side of the road. But Satpol PP says not true. According to PARQ Watha, PARQ Ubud has been permanently closed since January 20th, and there's been no activity in that time period from then until now. And that whoever said that, he said, is hoax. PARQ Watha also attached evidence of Satpol PP members guarding PARQ as of March 14th. It's closed. How could there be guests? That's a hoax, he explained. He also admitted that the hoax about PARQ had previously occurred regarding the removed sealed billboard. Previously, it was said that the billboard and seal were removed. That also was a hoax. Now, PARQ is in the trial process, the PARQ's owner, at the Denpasar District Court, he said. And just the background, the Gianyar Regency government closed the accommodation business at PARQ on the 20th of January. The cessation of business activities and the closure of the PARQ Ubud business premises is based on the decree of the Gianyar Regent number 285/2025. The owner and or person in charge of the business is asked to close their business according to this. So, of course, still a lot of questions about this, like how did they go so long without being shut down and then suddenly they were shut down? But, this is Bali, lots of mysteries here. And as I've said before, I don't do speculation. Okay, and what about this airport thing and how many people are coming in? I remember back when there was nobody here. Well, up here in the north anyway, back in February, it was dead. But a lot of people coming in. January-February 2025 period, Bali's Ngurah Airport serves more than 3.6 million passengers. PT Angkasa Pura Indonesia noted that the first 2 months of 2025, there were 3,643,836 people coming in, 2,250,983 on international flights, and 1,392,843 domestic passengers. The number of flights during this period, 22,540, and these were dominated by international routes, 12,442, and domestic routes, 10,898. The general manager of the airport said that compared to the previous year, the movement of passengers and aircraft on international routes had experienced quite a good increase. How much of an increase? International passengers up 11%, and aircraft movement 7%. Wow, 11% up in terms of number of people flying in and out. However, the number of domestic has fallen, 9% for the number of people and 11% for the number of flights. However, because as I said, this is the low season, and so that's expected. Bali is just not the most popular place to go in January and February domestically. Makassar, for example, gets more people. Why? I don't know. The highest international flight route is Singapore, 384,654 passengers with 2,112 aircraft movements. KL is in second with 262,000 passengers. Melbourne is the third highest destination city with 178,170. And based on aircraft movements, Perth is in third place after KL. And what about the number of nationals coming in? As I said the other day, Australians first, 23% of the total of foreigners coming in and leaving. And next, People's Republic of China, and then India, judging from traffic up through February. According to the manager, his party is optimistic that the number of passengers will continue to move in a positive direction, means more and more people. The target for 2025, 26.4 million people. That's domestic and international. And they're currently preparing several additional flight routes, both domestic and international routes. He said, "We are optimistic that the addition of new flight routes can be a stimulus for passenger growth and, of course, for tourism and the economy of Bali, if you're one of those people that wants more and more people coming in." And as we get more and more people coming in here, and as we are in the holiday season, we got Nyepi and Eid coming in, crime usually goes up. Anticipating crime, police intensify patrols in crime-prone areas of Denpasar and Kuta. The Denpasar Police continue to strive to reduce the crime rate in their jurisdiction so that more residents do not become victims. Street crime cases that receive attention include witnesses of crimes involving sharp weapons, firearms, drugs, alcoholic beverages, as well as potential criminal acts such as motorcycle theft, robbery, and just regular theft. South Denpasar Police Chief has deployed his staff to conduct large-scale patrols in collaboration with Pechalag, especially at weekends, targeting various vulnerable places in South Denpasar on a mobile basis. The officers were divided into two teams that combined a number of strategic road sections, such as Tamlingan Lake area, that's a ways out, Mertasari Beach, Ngurah Bypass, and residential areas in Denpasar. Young people who were found hanging out around the Pomogan Fishing Park River and Serangan Bridge were directed to go home immediately, considering it was already late at night. Where are their parents? During the patrol, officers also provided humane advice to the public, especially regarding vehicle security to prevent theft. PARQ Ubud explained that blue light patrol activity was a preventive measure by the South Denpasar Police to reduce crime rates, especially at night. The police also invite the public to remain vigilant and play an active role in maintaining environmental security. Similar patrols are also being carried out by South Kuta Police to prevent street crime, illegal racing, and the use of noisy exhaust in the South Kuta area. South Kuta Police Chief directly led his patrol activities to comb a number of vulnerable places such as the bypass, Jalan Raya Uluwatu, and the entrance area of the Ngurah Bypass toll road, especially on weekends, which are oftentimes prone to crime and illegal racing. With this patrol, we ensure the situation remains conducive, he said. And so I've talked about this before, the rising crime. The police are worried about it. Okay, so let's hope that police are doing their job and combating crime. Okay, and let's finish it up with some talk about dogs and rabies. PDHI Buleleng sterilizes dozens of local dogs. Hooray! Dozens of local dogs in Selat Village, Sukasada District in Buleleng were sterilized and castrated and vaccinated against rabies. Efforts to control the dog population and the threat of rabies cases was carried out at the Gianyar office in Selat on Saturday. This activity was held by veterinarians who are members of the Indonesian Veterinary Association, PDHI, Buleleng Regional Office. The head of PDHI Buleleng Regional Office, Dr. Cadet Falsa Putra, said that this social service is a routine agenda of PDHI Buleleng to support the government's efforts to suppress rabies cases. A total of 12 veterinarians were involved in this activity. We act independently because we see the threat of rabies as very serious and dangerous. The main prevention is actually public awareness of keeping animals with routine vaccinations, not letting pets roam. Yeah, in Bali, they always roam. The population control is carried out with sterilization and castration. The last way is elimination, if it is indeed dangerous and is declared a suspect for rabies. The dog population control movement in Buleleng was also carried out massively. Moreover, cases of rabies dog bites continues to occur in Buleleng. The demographics of the hilly and remote Buleleng area and the dog population reaching 70,298, how do they know that, make the potential for the spread of rabies quite high. We don't have a target for how many villages we are going to work at, but we want from 9 subdistricts to target villages and subdistricts that are in the red zone first. It's just that we need government support for the initial socialization to the community because so far we've had limited access in several areas because this is a remote and hilly region. Meanwhile, 2 days of local dog population control in Selat Village were welcomed positively by the local community. One by one, people came bringing their dogs to be sterilized or castrated. Ooh. And as the vet said, one of the things is to keep your dogs at home. And rabies is still an issue in Bali, unfortunately. Okay, that is it for today. Thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Take care. And I will see you next time, hopefully day after tomorrow. Bye.